good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. You know what time it is. It is a week 8 preview, 2 months of fantasy football, if you can believe that. I mean, it feels like it, I say it every time, it just feels like it takes forever. And then we get here and you blink, and somehow we have made it through all these injuries, through all the trials, tribulations, and some of us more than others. We are here. Maybe you like where you're at. Maybe you feel lucky where you're at. Maybe you feel comfortable. Maybe you're sitting pretty like Austin and Brennan. But I tell you what, we have a very interesting week 8 lineup. And let me say, with all the rumors with is Cooper Kupp, I mean, we think Cooper Kupp's going to play. We think that I guess Puka's going to play. Maybe he most likely has to be limited, you would think. And then Tua's coming back. It looks like Jonathan Taylor's coming back. So it seems like things could be, the light maybe at the end of this grind it out, no man's land, trench warfare, just in the muck is maybe going to lift. And it's crazy that we're saying that when we're like middle of the season, 7 weeks to go before we hit the playoffs. We've got 3 more weeks here in the mid-season grind, and then we hit the week 11 through 14 where we're making that playoff push. So we've got a lot of football left to play, and much like I said in yesterday's episode, in the last episode, what have you. If you are in the bottom and you certainly think that people are going to lose 3 games, can you win 3 games? And that completely changes your outcome. Yeah, I mean, let it has to start now. Am I right? And what better way than our opening game before we get into it? Whether you're joining us for the first time and seeing how things are going here in Fantasy Gents, whether you are coming back, most of us, I'm sure, who are watching, I wish I was more popular than I am, but you're most likely in the league. How are you? I hope you're having a great week. Unless your name is Austin Allen, and then there's reasons why I hope you're just struggling, my man. This is just not the week for you because of so many things in your life that are going to happen this week. We'll get there. But take a moment, please, like and subscribe. Get us out there, and maybe one day this face will be popular and rich, and I would share my wealth with you from the island that I'm drinking Mai Tais from. Am I right? Yeah, if you're going to dream big. All right? So we appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Without me, you are nothing. Without you, I am nothing. You know what I mean? All right. So, like I said, just what I said, we have got to start winning streaks, and it has to start now, and that is so accurate with our game 1 featuring Brock Hudgens taking on Josh Johnson. And Josh needs wins too. Like, he's in a situation where he needs to climb the ladder. But Brock, if there ever was a situation where you have a chance to get a win, this week, you even have a projection, a 10-point projection, 114 to 103. Unfortunately, Josh is dealing with a little injury himself, and this game, I think, is going to be a little closer than the projection. And 10 points isn't a lot. Let's understand that. It's just, I think this could be a closer game than it appears on paper. And then what happens, if Josh seems to be getting a little healthier with the injury. It's so crazy, and then so important for you, Brock. Tua coming back. Does this mean that Tyreek Hill is once again viable? Somehow Brandon Ayuk, injury. But you have got Juwan Jennings now. He's banged up a little bit, and then it looks like Debo's made a full recovery. So crazy, just crazy. Let's go ahead. Let's break it down. Josh Herbert gets New Orleans, big time game. You saw what Bo Nix was able to do. But I would say that Herbert's not using his legs like Bo Nix is this year. It looks like Devon Achane with Tua passing the ball. Is Achane back as a top 15 running back? You hope the top 5 running back that you may have hoped that he would be this year. Jaylen Warren has got to get into some usage here. Got to get into the end zone, I think, to maybe win this game, because Josh's running back look good. We saw what Javonte Williams did. We'll get to there, but I mean, it looks like it's set up for a nice running back day if you're Josh's team. We just talked about Tyreek Hill and Juwan Jennings. Don't need to go over it again, but yeah, Dallas and Arizona. I'm not afraid of these defenses. These are good matchups all around for every single player so far. So you've even got the matchups here. Your projections are going to be high. You're going to surpass your projections, I imagine. Keenan Allen, who I hate, against Washington. Surely we can find someone to flex better than Keenan Allen. Philadelphia, the defense, and Bates, the kicker. It's 114. Like I said, it's a 10-point projection, but Josh, don't make me make it seem like it's all doom and gloom here. Jared Goff, Tennessee. This could be a great day. J.K. Dobbins. We just referenced what Javonte Williams did against New Orleans. Still no Derek Carr. This is not the New Orleans. We were wondering, was it too good to be true? And it does appear to be the case. So, New Orleans, one of the slowest moving teams in the league now, which is interesting because the Chargers are also pretty slow. And, but I mean, I imagine Dobbins, who is now the clear number one. You could have a big day here. Mason, we're not afraid of Dallas. We're just worried about that shoulder. Monitor that. Amari Cooper against Seattle. Love it. Deontay Johnson, now he's banged up, and his injury hasn't cost him time, but runs into Denver's defense. I'm actually benching Deontay in my league. In my other league, I have him as well, and I'm not playing him this week. I don't think you can play him, Josh. Tyler Conklin pickup from the waiver wire gets New England. Yeah, I shouldn't have dropped him, but I thought Dalton Schultz would be better. It hasn't been better. C.J. Stroud struggling, so nice pickup there. Puka Nacua, I get it, dude. You need to find a win. It's like, I think you have to start him because, I don't think you can start Deontay Johnson. Then again, you're not going to rush this guy back. Cooper Kupp seems to be more healthy. So I imagine, some cap on his times and snap share tonight. Buffalo's defense and Fairbairn, the kicker. This is close. This game is going to, I think, come within the 10 points. But I say that, and then it ends up being some crazy blowout. Nevertheless, have juicy matchups all around, Brock. And Josh, I will say, juicy matchups up top, but then you hit the bottom half of your team, it gets a lot tougher. That reflects in the projection, and then I don't think you're going to be able to start Deontay Johnson. So, unfortunately, here in Week 8, to start his comeback from hanging on by a fingernail last week, hanging on by a finger this week, can you get the second finger? I think he can. Number 2 win on the season. Give me Brock Hudgens here in Week 8. Game number 2 will feature he who is forever unclean, that which shall not be named, Mr. Stinky. Evan Coles taking on Weatherford Moonshiners Chandler Taylor. And this game, another 10-point projection. Unfortunately for you, Evan, not in your favor. But you're taking on somebody who is right there. This is a good positioning, okay? The people you really need to win your tiebreakers against are either the people above you or right next to you. You guys are right next to each other. This is an important game for positioning, so a good mid-tier clash here. Evan, I will say Baker Mayfield's been fantastic. He gets Atlanta. Unfortunately, Atlanta just ate him up the last time they played, so maybe playing angry and getting some revenge here. Josh Jacobs, Najee Harris, they get Jacksonville and the Giants. You like that. It should be nice. The projection's good and high here. Justin Jefferson against the Rams, I think, should have a nice game here. This is what I don't like. Your wide receiver 2, Christian Watson, a wing and a prayer, man. He's too injury prone. He's not, one of the top options in the offense. I just don't like it. And I do love one of the reasons I think you lost last week. I may not have made a difference. I really didn't look, I never really looked too much into any of that. But Njoku, told you should have started him, and you are going to start him this week. Wise maneuver. I don't like Sterling Shepard, but I mean, if you need a touchdown, that's what you need. If he falls in the end zone, great. And the rapport is there. He's on the team because of Baker. The Jets defense and Tucker, the defense is 113. So you're getting that 110 number. That's important. But I will say Chandler putting up the points. He's had a somebody put 140 burger on him, and if it wasn't for that, maybe he wins that game. It would have been close. Brock Purdy, not good. It still gets the rushing touchdowns. You need more productivity, but Baker Mayfield's going to have a day. You do get Dallas, so I do like the matchup. Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Swift, and, I told you, you're going to really enjoy DeAndre Swift right now. Gets a great matchup with Washington. Bijan looked great last week, over 100 yards touchdown. So, this is going to be some good running back action here. This is where it kind of gets, tough. Zay Flowers gets Cleveland, Scary Terry, Chicago. I'm not worried about Cleveland so much. Chicago has been good against quarterbacks and wide receivers, but I think, we got to go to Scary Terry. Marcus Mariota seemed to do well. The productivity was okay, so that should be a boon to you. Zach Ertz with Chicago. It is a Washington-Chicago matchup. A lot's going to come down to that one we see. Love flexing David Montgomery in here, and this is really nice. The flex play, much better than Sterling Shepard. And then the other thing is the running back core overall. Like I said, Chandler, your running back core right now, one of the most elite in the league. Pittsburgh's defense and Bass the kicker. It's a great lineup. And I do think you have tough matchups, Chandler. Unfortunately, Evan, for you, it's you're coming up on a team that is firing on all cylinders right now. The only really big hole I see is Zay Flowers, and then I really don't like Christian Watson. I don't like Sterling Shepard, so I am gonna make this one a little faster than I made Game 1's pick. I do think this game will hover within that 10 points, but at the end of the day, give me Chandler Taylor to pick up a win here in Week 8. Game 3 will have 2, 1, and 6 teams. So the one thing that's nice about this game, fellas, is that one of you is going to walk away with a second win here. Much needed by both teams. I think, Jack, you're struggling a little more than Forrest right now. And that's only because Forrest, people have been so severely injured that it has opened up your team's ability to be successful here. Nevertheless, that's all you need. So, an important win for either one of you this weekend. It really sets you, again, you talk about positional importance here. You win this game, whoever wins this game, Brock, Josh, Evan, you're looking at, teams that are 1-6 right now that are, or 2-5, that are going to find themselves with a win or a loss. So they're going to be right there, and you're going to jump up into just a different tier for a week, and that is so important. We talk about, can you put together, if you're 1-6, 2-5, can you put together 3 wins? That's what you need to hit that 5-6 position. So, that all starts right now, man. got to get it done in the mid-season. So here we go. Let's break it down. Jordan Love, Jacksonville, love it. Should be a nice day. Etienne and Justice Hill. Somehow Justice Hill, it's going to happen. It can't not happen. So he does vulture a touchdown. It's boom or bust. I think surely you have something that you could use to trade. I think you're in one of those positions, like whatever it is you have, it's just not working. I think there's people who are desperate enough at quarterback. Maybe use Jordan Love. Use Jamar Chase. You have DJ Moore. If you believe in Caleb Williams, that should only get better. You're doing the double, you dirty dog. I didn't realize you're doing the double tight end thing. You already know what that means. You know what that means. Okay. So just know that's coming. Okay. We'll get there, but I hate when you and Derek do this. It makes me so frustrated. But anyway, yeah, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore, Philadelphia, Washington. Philadelphia's secondary has struggles. DJ Moore in Washington. Everyone's billing this as just a super high scoring game, and I just don't know with Marcus Mariota at the helm compared to what they thought was going to be Jaden Daniels. You're doing the two tight end thing, so Hunter Henry, who's just been fantastic with Drake May, and Evan Ingram with the stack. Can he get it done? Seattle's defense, McPherson, the kicker, 104. This game is within 1.5 points. Forrest, you have the narrowest margins here, but you do pick up Mariota this week, and you are starting him. Now, Chicago has been stinging against quarterbacks. Be careful. But he looked absolutely fantastic in replacing Jaden Daniels. Aaron Jones, Tank Bigsby. I think Aaron Jones is going to have a big day. Tank Bigsby, Green Bay, okay. Taper expectation, Green Bay does have an above-average defense. No Brandon Ayuk. Deebo Samuel, it looks like he is perfectly fine, back to being healthy, no pneumonia in the lungs, so you love to see that. Tank Dell surely does not goose egg you against Indianapolis. You need Travis Kelce, but against Las Vegas, I think he'll have a great day here. And then Cedric Tillman with Jameis Winston, why not, man? I like, hey, I'm telling you, I don't know how. I get the matchup with Jacksonville, but I just know tight ends, they're so bad. Jack, don't do it. Watch Cedric Tillman boom again this week. I figure why not? But then you're both doing the right thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Okay, you're both doing the right thing. You're 1-6. You've got to find something that works. You need a win. This is such an important win. Play the two tight ends. Go with Cedric Tillman, with Jameis Winston, like both of you thinking outside the box. I like it. Way to get this game. Oh my God, you couldn't ask. This is why we love fantasy football. This game is so close. I don't know who I want to pick. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's not the guy who's going to run two tight ends, Jack. You surely can find someone on the waiver wire. Surely you can have someone on this bench come up and fill a flex spot that is not two tight ends. I don't want to play Hunter Henry against the Jets. I get it, but it's the Jets. They have a very good defense. I'd get your stack with Evan Ingram, and then, I'm just thinking of, I don't know why I say stack, because I see Green Bay, and I'm tired, and it's early in the morning here on Thursday, which was Wednesday night, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, sorry, you don't have any stack here, but I'm not wanting any part of fighting that Jets defense. I get Hunter Henry's on fire, but play Evan Ingram and find a flex play, or again, trade before Sunday and find yourself an RB2. But I don't like your RB2. I don't like the two tight ends. I've spent too much time on this game. Give me heart of the cards. Force Dozier to get a win here in week number 8. And game number 4 is just as close. It's even closer. 1.3 points separates Derek Ash and Aaron Felch, and so important. Both guys wins off of last week coming into this, so unfortunate that somebody has to lose. And look at you, Derek. coming in with Drake May. I love it. I love it, sir. And so important if you want to keep vying for a top 4 spot. Hunter Henry, who, I mean, you have got to love that pick, sir. Hunter Henry and Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson scored over 20 points in his last 2 games and gets a matchup with Chicago. I think that he could easily hit this high teens into the 20s again. Amon St. Brown and Malik Neighbors gets Tennessee, but taper expectation. We saw 8 points last week. We get that was struggle, and then Malik Neighbors coming back from injury. But Pittsburgh, very tough defense. 18 seems a bit much. I don't know. Seems a bit much. I guess they're going to be passing a lot, right? They're going to be you surely be playing from behind. Turd Ferguson, it's a funny hat, gets San Francisco, and then Bucky Irving, who probably isn't going to play because he's dealing with a toe injury, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I don't like that. I don't like Sean Tucker. I hate to admit it. With the wide receivers out, it's probably going to be a Rachaad White day. You can flex better than this, Derek, I imagine, but I'm just glad that I don't have to convince you to play or not play Anthony Richardson. Indianapolis, the defense, and Myers, the kicker. It's 116, still even 116, brother. You got to be happy with that. That's your running back core, and Amon St. Brown coming in mainly there. I guess Malik Neighbors in the projection. You got to taper expectation this week, man. Aaron, it's a very important win for you as you're lower in the table, and everybody up in the playoff section would love for you to knock off Derek this week and get this upset win. So my heart is with you in this one. Jalen Hurts gets Cincinnati. I think this is going to be a shootout game, so looking forward to that. Joe Mixon, Tony Pollard, Detroit, at least they don't have Hutchinson, but you're still hoping that Pollard just with this offense gets into the end zone. But I think, again, Joe Mixon, no Nico Collins. You see CJ Stroud struggling. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play through the defense. So, Joe Mixon I like. You cannot start Pittman, brother. He goes back on the bench. Hopefully you watch this before you have the Sunday games, but I will try and reach out and tell you personally, because like I said, I don't know when everybody's watching these episodes, but you have got to bench Pittman, in my humblest of opinions. Jalen Reed, Jacksonville, you like the matchup. You're just watching the injury here. I know that Mike Gesicki is projected only 4 points, but I said it in the recap episode this week. Something tells me with the way Philadelphia's defense is playing, Mike Gesicki gets one. Kyron Williams against Minnesota. Maybe we're taking our expectations against that Minnesota game there. Interesting thoughts if Cooper Kupp and Puka are viable, right? That opens up the running game. Running game opens up the pass game. What Rams team are we going to get, right? Minnesota, the defense, which could be great. I mean, if Cooper Kupp comes back, limited Puka, imagine, it's going to be funneling through Kyron Williams. So you focus on Kyron Williams. Could be a great day. Minnesota defense and Gay, the kicker. This game is going to be close. I even looked up on the power rankings just to help me on this one, and wouldn't you know it, you guys are sitting right next to each other. This could have been a game of the week if it wasn't for how good some of our game of the week matchups are. Or is, and then other matchups. So this game is close. But the flex play is really bad. Oh, man. Running back play definitely favors Derek. Overall wide receiver, I got to go with Mr. Consistency. Give me Derek Ash here in week 8. But like I said, my heart is with you, Aaron Felch, you crazy cheesehead. Defending champion, undefeated sophomore Austin Allen takes on your commissioner Joe Johnson in this Game 5 matchup. And Austin, you have just been on a tear. You are one of 2 undefeated teams. And we have an 8-point separation in our projection, 123 to 115. So a little closer than those 10-point games, but not as close as the game 3 and 4, 1.5 or less projected points here. You are projected to win this game. CJ Stroud has been struggling for you, though. Of course, you have for Saquon Barkley there. Notice that. And Jahmyr Gibbs gets Tennessee, so none of these are defenses that we're just dreading here. Devonta Smith in his revenge game as he gets traded away. Darnell Mooney coming in with that trade with Jordan, which I like. I like that one a little more than I like the trade with Grog and Jonathan Andrews and T. Higgins. We'll talk more about that later. George Kittle, who is banged up against Dallas. I'm not looking forward to that. And then Javonte Williams in his revenge game gets Carolina. And like I said in the recap of 7, it could be another 20-point day if they play as good. If we play as good as we did last week, then it could be another 20-point day. Chicago's defense and Richard, the kicker, hunting the 14-ish plus whatever it was points that somebody got last week, I see. In your way stands my roller coaster of a team. I'm getting healthy. I'm believing in the upside, and hopefully what we've seen in the last couple weeks, Kyler Murray still was able to pull it out. I need another 20-point day against Miami. Miami has been good against quarterbacks, but I think the underlier there is that, they have just been so bad, and you haven't had to do anything as a quarterback against them to beat them, so the stats just aren't there. This could be a shootout between Tua and Kyler in this game, assuming Tua's coming back, and it does look like he is. Jonathan Taylor finally cleared, no injury. The most mild of high ankle sprains still keeps you out 3 weeks, which is standard for high ankle sprains. So it's just a normal high ankle sprain. But finally comes back against Houston. I'm going to taper my expectation due to Houston's defense, who's a little stingy. James Conner gets his revenge game here against his former owner, Austin. And again, we get Miami. So interesting to see the morale, I think, that Tua might bring. But again, James Conner's just been fantastic. He will end up as a better running back than Javonte. So again, I think this trade works out for the both of us. We talk about that. Brian Thomas, who has just been fantastic. Green Bay, lots of volume. I think this is going to be a great play. Very, very compatible matchup here with Devonta Smith in defensive comparison and the volume here. At least for now, Romeo Dobbs. So the Jacksonville Green Bay game going to be very, very important for myself here. I am going to roll out Mark Andrews. The volume is not there. The snap share is still down 20%. But 9 points 2 weeks ago. 15 points, 3 weeks ago, 9 points. 2 weeks ago, 15 points. Last week, 20 points, 2 touchdowns. I get it just happened to go his way, but please, for the love of God, Mark Andrews against Cleveland, score. Please score. MHJ, the volume's there. We just got to get comfortable trusting in the stack to come in. And then Kansas City, the defense, I really have got to hope on my special teams here and my kicker to come in and save this day. I'm going up against somebody who's scoring 140 points, and you still make a trade because, guys, I just want to let you guys know that are lower in the league real quick before I shit all over Jonathan real quick. Like, notice that the teams that are making changes, that are doing something, even at the top, are being proactive. Look where we're sitting. There's a reason, okay? The team you draft is not the team that you finish the year with. It's just the foundation. You have to adapt every week. And, I love love in our chat that we can agree and disagree all the different angles about different trades and who you think wins or loses or who values what, because you have to be willing to gamble. I'm willing to go for a gamble for Mark Andrews because he is the reputation's there, and maybe it's finally working out. Maybe it doesn't work out, and I don't go as deep in the playoffs as I deserve. But hey, you have to be able to make a move. When we talk about Kareem Hunt, do I believe Kareem Hunt was worth T. Higgins? No, I don't. You're telling me that you think Kareem Hunt is worth a top 3 pick because that's where T. Higgins was taken. T. Higgins was taken in the second round. So you're telling me Kareem Hunt is at least worth a 3rd round pick or higher? I don't know if I believe that, but you know what? If you believe that and you think that he can be a league winner and you're sitting at 7-0 or 6-1, whatever, you make the move. You do what you got to do because that's what you believe is going to get you where you need to go. So it doesn't matter whose podcast you're watching. I get to say what I want to say because this is my thing. But at the end of the day, it's your team. You got to do what you're going to do. I digress. Austin Allen, it doesn't matter that you came in and won a championship. It happens. It doesn't matter that you're 7-0. All that matters is that you're playing Final Boss. It ends this week, Austin. No more. The winning streak, 7-0, comes crashing down. I have got to start beating people in the top 6, in this really just the top 7. And with the teams catching fire, the MHJ is going to work out. Okay, CJ Stroud's been struggling. It's not going to work out. Darnell Mooney, Jordan fleeced you. He knew what he was doing when he traded away Darnell Mooney. Okay, George Kittle, too banged up, not going to play. The injury bug will strike. Javonte Williams is going to show Aaron why I was willing to trade him away. Okay, I have James Conner now. Brian Thomas has been killing it. Okay, you're a sophomore, you're a nobody, and frankly, sir, much like the people who have come before you, I reiterate, get the fuck off my lawn and let's go on. Game number 6 is another upper tier playoff level match. We have undefeated Brennan Scala, 7-0, taking on Aaron Grogg, sitting there at 4-3, and so the number 2 taking on the number 5, as it were, and this game within 8 points, 123-115, very similar to me and Austin's game, and we'll just go ahead. We'll start with you, Brennan. Lamar Jackson gets Cleveland off of a huge game, 30 points. You just hope that they don't get up so quickly, because then it becomes the Derrick Henry show. Will Cleveland, they're going to be passing a lot. So will Jameis Winston somehow turn this around? Will this be a shootout? I doubt it, but at least for Lamar Jackson, you just don't want to get up too quickly. That way he's, they don't need him to run to injure himself. And then, of course, he's not going to be passing. So, again, don't want to get up just too quickly. If so, got to be through Lamar, right? 5 touchdowns, you take it. James Cook and Ramondre Stevenson, running backs 1 and 2. I hate Stevenson. I'd almost, even in our league, I get it. You probably don't have another choice, but I would want to try and replace him if I could. Cook against Seattle, I like. CeeDee Lamb, can he get it going? Can Dallas get it going? Period. You're very interested to see what Dallas team we're going to get against now that they come off the bye, but straight into San Francisco. But San Francisco beat up, man. The injury bug hits them as well. Drake London, we talked about it, is Kirk Cousins going to tear up Tampa Bay like he did the last time? I don't necessarily think so, but it doesn't matter. Drake London is finally being the Drake London that we've wanted for so long, playing him in my other league and as well with confidence. Noah Fant gets Buffalo. Pickens gets the Giants, and can it be another week like he saw with Russell Wilson? You certainly hope so. San Francisco's defense and Aubrey, the kicker. Now, unless I'm crazy, I think Brandon Aubrey has jury duty, so I don't think you're going to be able to play him this week. So just FYI, keep that in mind. I think you're going to be looking for a different kicker this week. Maybe it's a different kicker, I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure it is Brandon Aubrey, though. Just FYI. Co-commissioner Aaron Grog, tough loss last week, injuries abounding, but makes the trade with Jonathan Andrews. Like I said, again, here's another playoff team willing to make a gamble. Now, I don't think this was a gamble. I think I knew that, and I blame myself, that Aaron was going to spam the league. I was like, people are going to get spammed with trades, and I did not expect Kareem Hunt with Isaiah Pacheco coming back to and how wonky that offense. And Jonathan, you're killing it. You didn't need to do it. When we'll talk about it when we get to your game, but it's like T. Higgins has been so crucial to your wins. I get you're sitting at number 3, but I just don't see this being the trade you save. I'm more upset that you save Aaron Grog. He was like, we're talking 2-3 weeks of pure losses, maybe even a month of just pure straight losses, absolutely devastating in the midseason. And it could have removed, no Nico Collins, Garrett Wilson's, volume going down, Godwin done for the year. Aaron's team was done, and you give him a lifeline. Oh, I'm ranting, just things that grind my gears. Joe Burrow gets Philadelphia. This should be a fun game to watch. You heard what I said about Rachaad White, no Mike Evans, no Godwin. So this becomes the Rachaad White show. Alvin Kamara still banged up. Keep an eye on that. Gets the Chargers. Garrett Wilson, that is just a ridiculously high. There is no way Garrett Wilson is scoring 16 points with Devonta Adams. That is a retarded projection, and I do not agree with it, and it will not happen. You are going to be lucky if you get 10 points. That's 10 points if you're lucky. I think, you're going to, sure, will you have a great day every now and then? Sure. But I think that it is going to eventually just become the Aaron Rodgers, Devonta Adams show. Sorry, Tucker Kraft. Yeah, great play against Jacksonville. Yeah, great play. Still, do you guys see that he would have to put Jerry Jeudy? He would have had to run Jerry Jeudy as a wide receiver 2 instead of who is a nothing, is not even a wide receiver 4, and he's flexing him. But again, Jonathan, this is you. This is your fault. But I didn't warn you. You're new here. You didn't know the rape cart. You saw. You were like, oh, costumes. I want to be a little sailor boy, and lollipops. Okay, and then you walk in, and before you know it, chloroform, and you got the chemical taste in your mouth, and then you're all of a sudden you're waking up in the street, and T. Higgins is gone, Kareem Hunt is in your pocket, and your bum hurts. Okay, you shouldn't have gone in the cart, and you did, and at the end of the day, I blame myself again because I just didn't let people know. Didn't know, you should know not to trade with Aaron Grog. He's that. Do you want to be the guy who trades with Aaron Grog? Houston, the defense, and Young Ho Koo, the kicker. It's going to be close. Both guys in the top 10 for the power rankings. Oh man, I don't need Aaron to win because he's got the tiebreaker on me, but at the same time, I don't need Brennan to win because he's undefeated. So my heart is definitely against Aaron because at the end of the day, I've already lost to him. So at this point in time, I just need him to lose. At the end of the day, Brennan, your time will come. But that's not why I'm going to pick you. I'm picking you because it just, you seem unstoppable. And if CeeDee Lamb works out here, the wide receiver core is much better. The running back core is pretty even. Rashad, Kamara, James, whatever. Quarterback play clearly in your favor. But really more importantly, the flex here. I like the defense. Give me Brennan Dangerous Scala over the co-commish here in week 8. One game left to go, so you know what that means. It's time for Game of the Week.
I'm ready! I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah! Wubba lubba dub dub!
Bam!
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
This game is within 6 points. I think it might be closer than that. Both of these owners are top 3 in power rankings this week. 127 to 121. Jordan, tough loss last week. Didn't put up a lot of points. And again, putting up 140 burgers, 150 burgers. You and Jonathan and Brennan just, crazy with the scoring this year. You make the trade to pick up Kareem Hunt. He does have a nice matchup this week. I'll give you that. The Kenneth Walker experiment with Geno Smith seems to be working out better than anything with Geno or JSN, and I see he doesn't even make the lineup. A wise decision. I actually thought you'd run with him, but Jonathan, yeah, way to go. We'll just, start. Why am I starting at the end? We'll just start at the top. Geno Smith in Buffalo. Will he get his 275 and 2 touchdowns? That's all you need. That's all you want. Breece Hall has just been fantastic as of late. You were worried there for a moment, but against New England, I think we're gonna smash. Kenneth Walker, Buffalo again. Buffalo's defense can be had. You can run on them. We saw Cam Akers score on them. They're not as tough, and they are dealing with a bunch of injuries. Kenneth Walker, will he ever not have an injury designation? You're just monitoring it. Devonta Adams and D-Hop, wide receivers 1 and 2, and you've kind of started to do what Brock did, and we've got 3 Seattle players here. We've got 3 Kansas City players now, or is it 2? It's the 2 Kansas City players, but we have 2 Jets players here, so we're definitely invested into predominantly 3 teams, and you just don't want, again, too many eggs in one basket. I know you're a Seattle Seahawks fan. I just don't see how we're finding so much value in Kansas City's offense when they've been so wonky. D-Hop, are you expecting the 100+ yards that we saw with like Juju that one game? And then Juju, what did I say? Don't pick. You waste your waiver pick. Why would you waste a waiver pick on Juju? See what happens. So it's a lot of faith in Kansas City, and but hey, when you're 6-1, maybe you can do that. So Denver, the defense, who have been, maybe that's been a big help. They're scoring running back numbers for you. They get Carolina. This could be another 20-point day. McLaughlin, the kicker, 127. Jordan, you're right behind him. Again, a 6-point difference. Josh Allen gets Seattle, and I much more like Josh Allen in this game. So this is going to be an important game. Seattle and Buffalo, obviously, for both of these owners, and whose defense is going to step it up a little better. Obviously, you favored Josh Allen in this game. Chuba Hubbard's been fantastic. You're tapering your expectation against Denver, and Nick Chubb gets Baltimore. Oh, man. Nick Chubb. He gets 10 points, and I just don't know, man. I don't want anything in Cleveland right now. Jameis Winston helps out a lot. I'll give you that. Jameis Winston, they're going to be playing from behind, though. You think he's going to be throwing the ball. I'm not really trusting Nick Chubb. I don't need to get him more injured, so I'm, just going to use him as pass blocking if I even use him on third down at all. You're just hoping for the goal line smash, I think. A.J. Brown, Cooper Kupp, Is Cooper Kupp going to be limited? I don't think as much as Puka. Minnesota's defense, so tapering expectation, but A.J. Brown should have another nice day here. Dalton Kincaid has got to get into the end zone. At least he got in, hey, 8 points. I'm taking 8 points, man, in tight end wasteland. Stephon Diggs, I like this flex play with no Nico more than man, Kareem Hunt's just got a really good matchup, but you certainly like it more than D-Hop, I think, right? Like, I like this more than D-Hop. I maybe even like it more than Devonta Adams. It's just New England's horrible, but it wasn't a great day. And then, like, what is Devonta Adams' response? He goes and chews out the Jets for doing things wrong, and he hasn't even been at the team. This is just like what happens when you're best friends with the quarterback who just got the coach fired bullshit. This is going to be but you know what? You've been scoring 140 points, Jonathan. Fuck me, right? What does this fat ginger guy know talking shit on his podcast that I watch for free? Detroit, the defense, and Butker, the kicker. But then you struggled so bad last week, Jordan. You randomly put together these crazy weeks. It is close. Even still, your team is still projected the third best team this week over what I considered my team, and my team on paper looks better than yours. It's just crazy. Fantasy football is a mind-numbing game, my friends. Is it not? Nevertheless, we got to pick a winner, and this one is, I think, going to be very, very close. But at the end of the day, the running back power is clearly in your favor. I much prefer your wide receiver core. This is a true ground game versus air game. And I do like the quarterback play. If Josh Allen has a good game here, that Denver defense with 20, it could be a 20-point day. Oh, man, this is mind-numbing to pick. But if I had to choose, and it's tough. This is really tough. This is going to be a great game. I think this game will be high scoring, if only just because everybody's got great matchups, for both of players. The wide receivers got Cincinnati. Minnesota's your only really tough game here. And if everything's going to flow through Cooper Kupp, oh, man, I can't waste any more time. Give me Jordan Payne coming back from the tough loss against the commissioner to get the upset over Jonathan Andrews. You brought him into the league. Let him know you can take him out whenever you want. In this one, Jordan, here in week 8, fellas, that takes care of it. But hey, you know what, Jonathan, here's the power rankings. And you're number one. You're number one. Austin, much to my chagrin, you're number 2, bud. But you know what? I'm just saying. I beat Jordan last week. It happens, okay? Jordan, like I said, you're number 3 here. Brennan 4. Arkham Knights, Team Felch, and Chandler will finish the top 7. Jack Little Raven, Aaron Grog, Evan Coles, and Brock Hudgens will be 8, 9, 10, 11. And then look at me. I'm down here with my lineup. This week, I am the 12th power ranked team down here with Josh. Johnson's down in the gutter and lonely Forrest Dozier. So maybe this gives you hope. Maybe it doesn't. It's probably all just a bunch of bullshit anyway. But what is fantasy football if not a fickle mistress indeed? You guys have yourself one heck of a good week. Unless, of course, your name is Austin Allen and you will look forward to losing. Welcome back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. However it goes, get the fuck off my lawn. Either way, everybody else, take care. Peace out.